Most traders believe they are one piece of information away from success. They think they need a more precise indicator, a faster data feed, or a secret entry technique that hasn't been leaked to the public. They spend years gathering knowledge, and they continue to blow prop firm challenges and accounts. Here is the real truth. Your failure to become profitable is likely not a lack of skill, but a structural collapse of your mind. You are trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of loose sand. You have treated trading like an academic subject where the smartest person wins. In reality, trading is a biological battlefield where the most boring person wins. To understand why you haven't seen results, we must look at your biology. Your brain was designed for survival in the wild, not for managing digital risk. When you see a red candle moving against your position, your amygdala, the brain's primitive fear center, triggers a fight-or-flight response. In that moment, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic and following your trading plan, essentially goes offline. This is not a character flaw. It is an inevitable bug in your human software. You cannot will yourself to be calm any more than you can will your heart to stop beating. Greed and fear are not emotions to be conquered. They are biological data points to be engineered out of the system. If you rely on your discipline to save you during a losing streak, you will lose every time. Discipline is a finite resource. By the time the New York Open is halfway through, your decision capital is spent. You are operating on emotions, and that is when the human bug takes over. A breakthrough in this field doesn't feel like a lightning bolt of inspiration. It feels like a quiet, almost cold realization that you are no longer the person you were when you started. Let's discuss the 3 signs that you are finally crossing the threshold from an amateur who guesses to a professional who operates. Sign number 1. The death of boredom and the birth of process. The first sign you are close to a breakthrough is when trading becomes deeply, fundamentally boring. Amateurs crave the dopamine hit of a big win. Professionals crave the silence of a perfectly executed plan. When I was in my 3rd year of trading, I lived for the rush. I thought if I wasn't feeling excited, I wasn't doing it right. But excitement is just another word for uncertainty. If you are excited, it means you don't know what is going to happen next, and you are gambling on the outcome. Now, after 10 years in these markets, my best trading days are the ones I barely remember. I see the setup, I check the boxes, I set the orders, and I walk away. If it hits the stop, I lose 1%. If it hits the target, I make 2%. The outcome of a single trade has as much emotional impact on me as a single drop of rain hitting a window. A breakthrough happens when you stop designing a system for your best self, the version of you that just meditated and had a coffee, and start designing for your worst self. This is the version of you that is exhausted, has had an argument with a spouse, and is in a losing streak. The second sign is the loss of the need to trade. You no longer feel like you have to be in the market to prove something. You are perfectly comfortable watching a massive move happen without you because it didn't meet your specific criteria. To survive, you must build mechanical walls that do not require your permission to work. Here are the 3 walls every professional uses. The daily stop-loss wall. After 2 consecutive losses, the platform is locked. No exceptions. You are no longer fit to make decisions. The instrument wall. You master 1 chart. The human brain cannot maintain market clarity across 20 different charts without suffering massive decision fatigue. The time wall. You trade for 90 minutes, then you close up shop. Beyond that window, your cognitive capacity drops, and your probability of making a revenge trade triples. The third sign is numerical neutrality. You start seeing your account balance as just a score in a game, not as your self-worth or your ability to pay for a vacation. I spent the first 5 years of my career in a cycle of boom and bust. I would make 15% in a month and lose it all in 2 days. I blamed the market. I blamed my broker. I even blamed manipulation. The shift happened when I stopped trying to be right and started trying to be a machine. In 2021, I stopped looking at my P&L during the day. I covered that part of my screen with a physical piece of paper. I moved my focus from how much did I make to did I follow the contract? The results were immediate but quiet. My win rate didn't jump from 40% to 90%. That's a guru myth. It moved from a shaky 48% to a consistent 54%. But because my risk was fixed at exactly 1% per trade, that 6% difference turned a losing year into a life-changing one. I didn't get smarter. I just got more predictable. If you want the breakthrough, you must stop acting like a child and start acting like an adult. I want you to take a piece of paper today, not a digital note, but physical paper. Write down your 3 walls. I will stop trading after X losses. I will only trade X and Y assets. I will only trade between X00 and Y00. At the bottom, write, I am an operator, not a gambler. My system is stronger than my emotions. Sign it, date it, tape it to the side of your monitor. The next time your worst version wants to break a rule, you will have to look at your own signature and admit you are a liar. That friction is where your profitability lives. The breakthrough is coming, but it won't be loud. It will be the moment you realize you don't need the market to do anything for you to be okay. You will know you are there when you stop checking your P&L every 30 seconds. When you are in a trade and someone asks you how it's going, your honest answer should be, I don't know, and I don't care. You don't know because you aren't micromanaging the flicker of the ticks. And you don't care because the outcome of this specific trade is statistically irrelevant. In your first year, a win makes you feel like a genius, and a loss makes you feel like a failure. This is emotional volatility, and it is the lead weight tied to your ankles. By the time you hit your breakthrough, a win is just a data point, and a loss is just the cost of doing business. Like a restaurant owner paying the electric bill. It is an overhead expense, not a personal tragedy. The amateur trader is a hunter. They are always looking for the kill. The professional trader is a casino architect. The casino doesn't cheer when a gambler loses, and they don't panic when a gambler hits a jackpot. They simply trust the mathematics of the house edge. When you reach this threshold, you stop trying to beat the market and start trying to build a house edge within yourself. You realize that the market is a chaotic, uncaring ocean. You cannot control the waves, but you can control the integrity of your boat. If your boat has a leak, if you have a biological bug that makes you overtrade when you're frustrated, you don't try to use a bucket to scoop out the water faster. That is what willpower is, scooping water. Instead, you plug the hole. You create a mechanical rule, a wall, that prevents you from even being near the water when you're compromised. The final stage of the breakthrough is radical acceptance. Acceptance of uncertainty. You accept that you can do everything perfectly and still lose money today. Acceptance of boredom. You accept that the path to wealth is a repetitive, unexciting grind of clicking the same buttons at the same times under the same conditions. Acceptance of self. You accept that you are a flawed biological creature who cannot be trusted with an open order screen for more than 2 hours at a time. This isn't a secret. It's a surrender. You surrender your ego. You surrender your need to be right. You surrender the thrill of the gamble. And in that surrender, the profit finally has room to show up. I want you to look at the 3 walls we discussed. If you haven't written them down yet, do it now. The daily stop. I am done at 2 losses. My brain is no longer a precision instrument after that. The asset focus. I trade 1 setup on 1 pair. I am a specialist, not a tourist. The time window. I trade for 90 minutes. My edge exists in focus, not in endurance. If you can follow these 3 walls for 20 trading days, just 1 month, without a single violation, you will have achieved more than 99% of the people currently staring at these charts. You won't necessarily be a millionaire in 30 days, but you will be a professional. And once you are a professional, the money becomes an inevitable byproduct of the process. The breakthrough isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a version of yourself you decide to become.